Hi, Pastor Kip here. You know, I love classical music. Beethoven and Bach and Chopin moves me in a very deep way and speaks to me in a very influential way. I've recently been reading a book entitled Moscow Nights, the Van Cliburn story, how one man and his piano transformed the Cold War. Now, you may know or may not that Van Cliburn is a celebrated classical pianist. But what you may not know, and I certainly didn't, is that his musical ability and talents actually created a thawing in what we refer to as the Cold War. At the height of the Cold War, when there was such animosity and suspicion between the two superpowers, the Soviet Union and the United States, and we lived for many years thinking that at any moment we could find ourselves on the brink of a nuclear war. In 1958, the Soviet Union announced the first international Tchaikovsky competition, in which they were inviting classical pianists from around the world to come and to perform and to be awarded as the best pianist in the world. Now, what was not known at the time, but is known now, is that the Russians had no intention of giving that award to anyone else but a Russian. They'd already actually selected the winner of the award. All the rest was just performance. It was just a ruse. But when a 23-year-old young man from Texas, Van Cliburn, took the stage and sat at the piano and began to play Tchaikovsky, there was ultimate silence in the concert hall. And when he finished, this young phenom received a standing ovation that lasted from the Russians for over 10 minutes. It was said of him that he played more like a Russian than the Russians had themselves. And when it came time for the Soviet Union to hand out their award for the winner of this first international Tchaikovsky competition, Nikita Khrushchev, the premier of the Soviet Union, asked the judges, "Is he the best?" referring to this Texan, Van Cliburn. They said he is. He said, "Then give him the award." What was not anticipated was that this musical connection broke down some of the barriers between the United States and the Soviet Union. It enabled people that had misunderstood each other for a long time to realize that music has the ability to bring us together. The psalmist says in Psalm 100, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into God's presence with singing." We are called to make a joyful noise. I want to encourage you today to make music a part of your life. Sacred music for sure, but there's so many other beautiful pieces of music that can thrill the soul, lift our spirits, and enable us to envision a better world. Don't you think that if a classical pianist could bring two superpowers at odds to the same table to talk, to share, and to work through their problems, what we could do in our world around us when we dare to make music together as people of faith? I pray that there will be a song in your heart and you will find a way to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. So, may the Lord go before you to show you the way, beside you to befriend you, behind you to encourage you, above you to watch over you, and within you to give you the power to turn your struggles into stepping stones. And that is your faith lift for the week.